Grandpa! Grandpa! Grandpa!
What? What is it?
What are you sleeping for?
When you've been photosynthesizing as long as I have...
How long is that?
Let's see here. I reckon I've been around for over 1,000 years now.
Over 1,000 years? You're ancient.
Yep, I sure am, son. And I've seen a lot of changes since I was a sapling your size. Back when I was your age, old timbers like me were everywhere. There used to be twice as many ancient rainforests as there are today.
Really? You mean rainforests like us?
Well, they're not exactly like us. There are actually two different kinds of rainforests. First, there are temperate rainforests like this one, in areas where it gets real cold. Places like Canada, Chile, New Zealand, and parts of the United States. And then there are tropical rainforests where it's warm and humid all year round. They're found near the equator in places like South America, Africa, and Southeast Asia.
Well, gee, Grandpa, it sounds like there are rainforests everywhere.
Well, there used to be a whole lot more than there are today. But then they started disappearing when some of the humans forgot what an important place the rainforests are.
Well, are we important, Grandpa?
That! Son, did you know that over half of all the world's animals are found in a rainforest?
Over half? Well, what kind, Grandpa?
Well, you've got big cats like jaguars and panthers and tigers. And there are the great apes, such as the mountain gorillas in Africa and orangutans in Indonesia. And you also got the three-toed sloths that are so slow it can take them a whole month to digest a single meal.
A whole month? Wow.
Then there are those tiny poison arrow frogs, whose poison is so deadly that one drop can kill a human being.
One drop? Holy cow.
Let's not jump ahead in the story, son. I'll get to the cows later. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, bears. Now, I know you've seen brown bears in our temperate rainforest here. But have you ever seen an all-white spirit bear? They are so rare that the indigenous people living in our rainforest consider seeing one good luck.
People? You mean there are people living in our rainforest?
Not only in our rainforest, son. There are rainforests all over the world. The people that live in the rainforest are known as indigenous people. They remember that we are all part of the same family. They haven't forgotten that we take good care of them.
How do we do that?
Well, when indigenous people get sick, they find special rainforest plants that can be turned into medicine. The indigenous people are able to cure just about any of their illnesses with these plants.
Grandpa, it sounds like the rainforest is their drugstore.
Actually, it's a whole lot more. Rainforests give indigenous people everything they need. Their houses, their clothing, their food, even their toys come from materials they find in the rainforest. So indigenous people respect and give thanks to the rainforest for the life it gives them.
Well, what about people who don't live in the rainforest, Grandpa? I mean, does the rainforest take care of them too?
Well, of course. There isn't one person living on the planet that doesn't depend on us rainforests for their survival. For instance, even though many humans live in towns and cities, 1/4 of all their medicine comes from rainforest plants. Doctors believe cures to many diseases like cancer and AIDS are still waiting to be discovered in the rainforest. Rainforests also provide foods that people around the world love to eat. Chocolate, vanilla, sugar, cinnamon, oranges, pineapple, bananas, corn, peanuts, and even chewing gum, to name just a few.
Wow, too bad I'm not human.
It's a good thing you're not, son, because the Earth needs all the trees it can get. You know, trees like you and me keep the atmosphere clean and cool. We're like the planet's air conditioning system. Without us, the Earth would get too warm. And there would be very serious changes in the weather.
Wow, Grandpa. I never knew we rainforests were so important.
There's no doubt about it, son. Humans all around the world depend on the rainforest for their survival. Even though some of them have stopped living like part of our forest family.
What do you mean, Grandpa?
It's a long, sad story, son. You never knew your great-great-great-great-great Uncle Douglas. He was the tallest tree in the stand. Back when you were still a seed in your father's pine cone, some humans cut him down and turned him into a pile of paper towels.
That's terrible, Grandpa.
It sure is, son. It pangs my heartwood every time I think about it. And that's just the beginning. Your third cousin, Selva, and all her family down in Ecuador, they lost their lives to make room for oil rigs and pipelines so oil companies could make gasoline and plastic. It's a real shame to lose a beautiful tree like Selva. And it isn't just her I feel bad about. She was home to a flock of toucans and a troop of spider monkeys before she was chopped down.
That's so sad, Grandpa.
Yep, son, it sure is. It's as sad as what happened to your great-aunt Arbalace and her kin down there in Brazil. They were all slashed and burned to make room for a herd of cows. These cows were then turned into cheap meat for fast food hamburgers.
Oh, Grandpa, I don't understand. If the rainforests are so important, why are humans doing these things to our forest family?
Well, son, many humans only see us rainforests as ways to make money. In order to make lots and lots of money, they formed companies that take things out of the rainforest in a harmful way. Now, there's nothing wrong with companies making money, mind you. But when they destroy the rainforest to do it, it creates big problems for everyone, including themselves.
Grandpa, those humans sound like a bunch of saps.
Hold on a minute there, Sonny. Not all humans hurt the rainforests. There are many humans who are waking up and remembering that they are part of our forest family.
Well, how are they doing that?
A bunch of different ways. Some humans are telling companies to stop destroying the rainforests. They write letters and choose not to buy that company's products. Humans are also finding ways to get the things they need without cutting down any trees at all. Let's take paper, for example. 1/4 of the trees that get cut down to make paper. That's a real waste of trees, if you ask me. By using 100% recycled paper, trees like Uncle Douglas could be saved.
Or trees like you, Grandpa. And me.
That's right, son. Better yet, some humans are starting to make paper out of other things besides trees. This paper, called tree-free paper, is made from fast-growing plants like knaf.
That knaf sounds like a real friend of the forest.
Hey, even better, some humans are making paper out of farmers' leftovers. Things like corn stalks and wheat straw. Stuff they call agricultural waste. They can use it to make great tree-free notebooks, newspapers, magazines, paper towels, and cereal boxes. And you couldn't even tell the difference.
Well, I bet Uncle Douglas would.
He sure would, son. Fortunately, the humans are starting to protect us in other ways as well. Instead of driving cars, they are riding buses, trains, subways, and bicycles. So no more trees like Cousin Selva have to be cleared to make room for oil wells. Some humans are even starting to make plastic out of plants, like corn and hemp, instead of oil.
Cool.
That's not all, son. Some humans are also helping us by eating less beef. When they cut down on fast food hamburgers, it means they don't have to cut down trees, like Aunt Arbala's.
I'll root for that.
Yeah, you're a chip off the old block, son.
A chip? But I don't want to end up in a pile of wood chips, Grandpa. I want to grow up to be ancient and wise, like you.
I believe you will, son. Every day, more and more humans are choosing to protect us ancient rainforests from destruction. Our survival depends on them, and their survival depends on us. I hope that all the old timbers like me will get to watch young saplings like you grow up to be 1,000 years old.